Think about those rare moments when history feels, well, tangible. When an object carries the weight of centuries and connects different cultures.
It's a powerful image.
Exactly. And today, we're diving into just such an occasion, the exposition of the sacred Buddha relic of Sarnath in Vietnam.
Ah, yes, for the UN Day of Vesak in 2025.
And it's a first for Vietnam, which makes it particularly noteworthy.
It really does. What's compelling here is this convergence of the sacred and the historical, a tangible link moving between nations, and all within the context of a really significant global observance.
Right. So our mission today, our deep dive, is to illuminate not just the journey of this relic, but also its, profound historical significance and the deeper connections it fosters.
And this is a collaboration, isn't it, between the Indian Ministry of Culture and the IBC?
That's right. The Ministry of Culture, Government of India, and the International Buddhist Confederation, or IBC. And as we said, a historic first, this particular relic hasn't been exhibited in Vietnam before.
Okay, so we're aiming to unpack why this event matters, trace its historical roots, and understand its place within these larger international Buddhist traditions.
Precisely. And our main source for this exploration is a press release from the PIB.
Got it. So, shall we start with the journey itself?
Let's do that. The relic's departure is set for April 30th, 2025. It starts from the Milaganda Kuti Vihara in Sarnath.
And that vihara, it has its own considerable historical weight, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The Milaganda Kuti Vihara was founded by Angarika Dharmapala, a really pivotal figure in the late 19th, early 20th century revival of Buddhism in India.
Especially known for his work at Bodh Gaya, right?
Exactly. And the vihara, it's maintained by the Mahabodhi Society, and it's the sacred repository for these relics of Sakyamuni Buddha.
So from Sarnath, it heads to Delhi via Varanasi.
Correct. And there's a significant stop planned in Delhi, a moment for reverence before the international journey kicks off.
Tell us about that.
Well, upon arrival in Delhi on April 30th, the holy relic will be enshrined in a special setting at the National Museum.
Okay, so not just a transit point.
Not at all. It's intended as a dedicated space for prayers, chanting, meditation, bringing together followers, respected Buddhist community members, even diplomatic representatives from various Buddhist nations.
Sounds like a powerful moment of shared devotion.
It really does.
Yeah.
Before the relic travels onward.
Then, May 1st, the voyage to Vietnam begins. And it's remarkable a special Indian Air Force aircraft is transporting it to Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, that detail really stands out, doesn't it? It clearly signals the high importance attached to this exposition by India.
Strong support and commitment. And who's accompanying the relic?
There's a high-level delegation from the IBC. It's led by the Venerable Shartses Khensarin Rinpoche Jangchep Toden, who is the Secretary General. Other key IBC figures, too.
And governmental representation.
Yes, Sri Kiran Rijiju, the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Minister of Minority Affairs, is also part of this delegation. So it further underscores the governmental significance of this cultural exchange.
Okay, now let's pivot a bit to the origins of these relics. The press release mentions their excavation back at Nagarjunakonda. What's the historical importance of that site?
Nagarjunakonda, yeah. It's in Andhra Pradesh, and it was a truly significant hub for Mahayana Buddhism.
Mahayana Buddhism, the branch, emphasizing the bodhisattva ideal, helping all beings reach enlightenment.
Exactly. And the site's strongly associated with the philosopher Nagarjuna, who lived around the 2nd century CE. Hugely influential figure.
His teachings really shaped Buddhist thought.
Profoundly. And the relics found there, they're believed to have been venerated since the Buddha's Mahaparinirvana, his final passing.
Wow. And the archaeological work that unearthed them must have been quite extensive.
It was. Between 1927 and 1931, A.H. Longhurst from the Archaeological Survey of India, the ASI, led a really comprehensive excavation.
What did they find?
The remnants of over 30 Buddhist establishments. Many monuments dated to the 3rd and 4th century CE, a real flourishing period for Buddhism in South India.
And inscriptions. Did they find any?
Yes. Inscriptions discovered there suggest the oldest great stupa at the site might date back to around 246 CE, maybe even older. So it points to a very ancient, continuous Buddhist tradition there.
So these relics carry this deep connection to a vital period of Buddhist development in India. What happened after they were excavated in the early 20th century?
Good question. Following their discovery, the relics were formally presented to the Mahabodhi Society of India. That was on December 27, 1932.
By whom?
By Rai Bahadur Daidarmamsani, who was the Director General of the ASI at the time. It was done on behalf of the Viceroy of India, before a, distinguished gathering of Buddhists.
A significant handover.
Very. And it's worth noting, every year, during the Foundation Day of the Mulaganda Kudivihara in November, thousands of devotees from all over the world travel to Sarnath, specifically to pay respects to these very relics.
That really underscores their ongoing spiritual importance.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's turn our focus now to the exposition in Vietnam itself. It's planned across 4 distinct locations, right? Why these particular places?
Indeed. From May 2nd to May 21st, 2025, the relic will be ceremonially enshrined and available for veneration at 4 key sites. Each one holds its own unique significance in Vietnam's Buddhist landscape.
Where does it start?
First stop is the Han Tam Monastery in Ho Chi Minh City from May 2nd to 8th.
And the timing there is crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial. It directly coincides with the United Nations Day of Vesak 2025 being hosted in Vietnam. That immediately highlights the global importance.
And the subsequent locations, they seem quite varied.
They are, representing different facets of Buddhism and spiritual life. After Ho Chi Minh City, it goes to Ba Thien Mountain in Tây Ninh Province from May 9th to 13th.
What's special about Ba Thien Mountain?
It's revered as southern Vietnam's national spiritual pilgrimage destination. Draws countless devotees.
Okay, and then?
Third stop is the Quan Sa Monastery in Hanoi, May 14th to 18th. This monastery is important because it's the headquarters of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, the official Buddhist organization there.
Right, the central body.
Exactly. And finally, the exposition concludes at the Tam Chuk Monastery in Hanam Province from May 18th to 21st.
Tam Chuk, I've heard of that one. Isn't it huge?
It's recognized as the largest Buddhist center in Southeast Asia. So a very significant focal point for Buddhist practice in the whole region.
So the selection of these diverse and prominent sites really ensures a wide reach, doesn't it, for both the Vietnamese population and international visitors?
That seems to be the clear intention. Maximum opportunity for veneration and blessings.
Now, you mentioned the alignment with the UN Day of Vesak. Let's unpack that a bit more. What's the significance of this UN recognition?
Well, the UN General Assembly officially recognized Vesak back in 1999. It was a landmark resolution.
Vesak being the day commemorating the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and passing.
That's the one, the thrice sacred day. The UN recognition really united Buddhists worldwide in reflection and celebration on an international stage.
And the first UN celebration was soon after.
Yes, the first official celebration at the UN headquarters in New York was in 2000. That really galvanized annual observances by Buddhist communities globally, elevating the day's profile.
And there's a specific council involved now, the ICDV.
Right, the International Councils for the Day of Vesak, or ICDV, they actually hold special consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, since 2013.
So they have a formal role within the UN system.
Exactly. It underscores the importance of Vesak within the UN framework, allowing the ICDV to contribute to discussions on peace, harmony, sustainable development, things like that.
And there's a specific theme for the 2025 celebrations in Vietnam.
Yes. The theme for UNDV 2025, including the academic conference, is Buddhist approach to unity and inclusivity for human dignity, Buddhist insights for world peace and sustainable development.
Quite a comprehensive theme. And where will these main events take place?
The main events are being hosted at the Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City and also the Sun World Buddhist Cultural Center in Tây Ninh Province.
Okay. Now, beyond the Relic Exposition itself, the IBC is also putting on some accompanying exhibitions you mentioned. What will those entail?
Yes, the IBC is presenting 3 distinct exhibitions. Each one focuses on the historical transmission and cultural integration of Buddha Dharma, specifically from India to Vietnam.
What kind of things will be displayed?
Well, there'll be an electronic display of the Jataka, tells those stories of the Buddha's previous lives, very rich in ethical teachings.
Always fascinating stories.
Definitely. Also, a visual presentation of sculptures showing different aspects of the Buddha's life and teachings, and a comparative study of Buddhist artifacts.
Comparing Indian and Vietnamese artifacts.
Exactly. Highlighting the shared heritage, but also the unique regional adaptations in Vietnam.
It sounds like these exhibitions will offer a really multi-layered view of the deep historical and cultural links through Buddhism. What kinds of sources are they drawing on?
The analysis is based on a pretty comprehensive range. Things like epigraphic inscriptions found on old monuments, historical texts that document how Buddhism spread, and various visual artifacts, sculptures, paintings, that sort of thing.
So really trying to paint a rich picture.
Yes, the goal seems to be illustrating the profound, enduring impact of Buddha Dharma on Vietnamese art, spirituality, and, well, its overall cultural identity over centuries.
And there's something specific about the Ajanta Caves being showcased.
Yes, that's a key highlight. They'll be displaying digitally restored murals from Ajanta, with a special focus again on the Jataka Kathas, the birth stories.
Digital restoration. Interesting.
Yeah, the IBC collaborated with the Prasad Power Foundation of Nashik for this. They're unveiling 8 digitally restored panels on separate screens.
Which specific mural?
They're showcasing the intricate detail of the famous Bodhisattva Padmapani mural from Cave 1 at Ajanta.
Ah, the Padmapani. A true masterpiece of classical Indian art.
Absolutely. From the late 5th century Gupta dynasty, it really offers a breathtaking glimpse into the art and spirituality of that time.
And these Jataka tales, beyond being beautiful art and stories, they carry deep messages, don't they?
They certainly do. The exhibition invites viewers to immerse themselves in these ancient narratives, which are just deeply imbued with themes of compassion, wisdom, the pursuit of peace.
Universal values.
Exactly. A powerful reminder that these fundamental values transcend borders and are, essential to our shared human dignity.
Okay. So, to sort of bring our deep dive to a close here, we've explored this really significant event, the Sarnath Buddha Relics Exposition in Vietnam for the UN Day of Vesak 2025.
Right. We've traced its origins back to Nagarjuna Konda, understood its historical weight, its custodianship by the Mahabodhi Society.
Detailed its journey across these key Buddhist centers in Vietnam, all timed perfectly with this major global celebration.
Right. And this whole exposition, it beautifully illustrates the deep, enduring cultural and spiritual links between India and Vietnam.
It also sends a potent message of unity and inclusivity, doesn't it? Which ties right into the Vesak themes.
Perfectly. It's really a compelling example of how these historical and spiritual connections can continue to foster understanding, goodwill, even in our very contemporary world.
Now, this event and the details we've discussed, they raise some crucial considerations for you, our listener, especially if you're preparing for the UPSC exams.
It's a very important point. How so?
Well, think about the role of cultural heritage in shaping international relations. Soft power. How might an event like this exposition actually contribute to strengthening diplomatic ties between India and Vietnam?
That's a key angle for IR, definitely.
And also consider the historical importance of Buddhism in India and its incredibly widespread influence across Asia. Understanding these connections, the history, the spread, the cultural impact is vital.
Right, for a holistic grasp of our shared history and cultural landscape.
Right.
Relevant for both mains and prelims preparation, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It touches on culture, history, international relations, several core areas.
So if you found this deep dive insightful and you want to explore more topics like this topic's crucial for your UPSC preparation, please do like, subscribe, and maybe leave your comments or any queries below.
We're always keen to delve into subjects that are relevant and hopefully enriching for your studies.
Definitely. And just to reiterate for everyone, the primary source for our discussion today was a press release from the Press Information Bureau, the PIB.